What's up, YouTube? NBA Jerry here. I'm going to give you an update on LeBron James' broken hand, okay? I told y'all yesterday, you know, what I saw. That was my initial thoughts after I seen the cast and stuff. But yesterday and last night, I went back and looked at a few things. The first thing I looked at was the immediate press conference he did after game one, right? So he punched the blackboard in the locker room, and then he came out and did the press conference, and I looked at that, and I paused it, and I looked at how he was acting and stuff like that, and I gotta say, his hand was swollen. You know what I'm saying? It definitely was swollen. If you look at his right hand, and sometimes he puts it up on the table, and when he's sitting down, he's, you know, messing with the microphone and stuff like that, you can see his hand fucked up. You know, it's swollen. Also, during game two, you could tell he was kind of tentative. You know, I couldn't really see his hand that good, but looking back at it, like looking at his demeanor and stuff, what I was thinking then when I was watching the game was, you know, he kind of was demoralized by game one, and he kind of like, you know, not taking it easy, but he kind of was like, man, that was messed up, and, you know, whatever. He just didn't play well that game. But now that I know that his hand was messed up, I don't know if it was broke or whatever, but his hand was definitely swollen after the press conference. And then you can tell, also game two, but game 3 and 4, he wasn't as aggressive as he was in game one. Also, he wasn't taking any mid-range shots. You know what I mean? He was just taking either a three-point shot or a dunk or a layup or something like that. You know what I mean? And every once in a while, you can see him, like, you know, flexing his hand and grabbing at it and stuff like that. Nothing major and something like that. Now, here's what I have to say. Do I give him an excuse for losing? No, I still don't. And I'm going to tell you why. At the end of the day, you're LeBron James. Now, and you're the franchise player. You're carrying this team. As you go, the team goes, right? So if you made a mistake and punched the blackboard, and I'm going to say this, I do not blame him for doing that. I was so fucking mad about that game. I would have did that. I was fucking doing shit, you know, stupid. You know what I mean? I didn't break anything, but if I did, you know, I wouldn't have been mad for doing it because I was so mad that day. But just me as a fan, being as mad as he was, being as mad as that game, after that game, I couldn't imagine how he felt. You know what I'm saying? He got robbed. They got robbed in that game, and I'll get into that in another video. But when he punched the blackboard and messed his hand up, you know, it was his fault. He didn't have to do that. He's probably trying to punch JR and missed him, and he ducked or whatever. But it doesn't give you an excuse to play tentative. You know what I mean? I understand why he didn't tell anybody. The two main reasons, in my opinion, and if I was him, this is why I wouldn't have told anybody. Number one, that would have been the story the entire week. That's what everybody would have been talking about, and he'd have been asked those kind of questions, and he just didn't want to talk about that because he don't want to focus on an injury because that's making an excuse probably. And number two, he's the one that did it. He's the one that broke his hand punching the blackboard, and he probably didn't want to talk about it at the time. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't give him an excuse to play passive. You know what I mean? He still should have been more aggressive. I understand it was swollen and your jump shot wasn't off. If that's the case, then, you know, if you're going to shoot a three-pointer, you need to shoot a mid-range shot too. You know what I mean? It still doesn't, I still don't give him a pass for playing the way he did and acting the way he did at home and laying the egg. And, you know, I looked up the tickets for game 4 because I was going to go to that game, and them tickets were expensive, man. And I'm talking about nosebleed seats. I cannot imagine paying thousands of dollars for games 3 and 4. Not 3 as much, but game 4, and them not putting out the effort, man. If I was the owner, I would have talked to the NBA and said, look, man, I need to refund these game checks and not pay them for that because they don't deserve the money. They folded their tent and they gave up, and that all has to do with LeBron James, man. It all comes down to him. So I do not make an excuse for him breaking his hand. I think that was bullshit. And the number one reason why I don't give him an excuse is because you wore a fucking cast after in the press conference after game 4. Why? Why would you do that, dude? You know what I'm saying? He did that so he can use that as an excuse, and then he did it for attention because he didn't want to be asked about it during the series. It was okay not to talk about it then, but all of a sudden now that you lose, now you can fucking talk about it, and everybody can say, oh, LeBron, oh, he hurt his hand, that's why he was like that. Oh, no wonder he didn't have any help, and he had a broken hand. What do you expect from him? Get the fuck out of here, LeBron James. That was bullshit and was unexcusable. And as a LeBron James fan, like I said yesterday, I'm ashamed, man. I'm embarrassed and ashamed, and I don't like that shit, man. So it's just bullshit to me. So LeBron, he just does some stupid shit, man, that I just don't, I can't get with it, man. But let me know what y'all think. If you like the video, let me know why in the comment section below. Hit the like button and share the video, okay? Because if you like something, you share it with people. Also, if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Only if you like it. If you haven't yet, all right? But on the flip side, if you don't like the video, hit the dislike button. Comment below and tell me why you don't like it. And if you're old to this channel, you've been here a while and you're subscribed and you don't like this video, unsubscribe. All right? And don't tell anybody about it, because y'all already know I don't give a damn. Holla at your boy. Peace.